Damn, you got like really heated there for a second.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about this.
Like the things I don't like about you aren't like things that make me like actually like mad. I'm just
Yeah,
like
because I'm perfect, and it's just like I'm quirky but perfect. They're just little hiccups in my
I'm just
personality.
quirky.
Yours are fundamental character flaws. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Wow,
I mean,
what a
I
week.
definitely could do better at some of these things, and I'll explain this in a sec. But yeah, Steph was just telling me some things that she does
We're
not
gonna.
like about me. So would you like to start with that then?
Well, the list used to be non-existent until recently. There's just been these reoccurrences of issues that I feel like we kind of talked about in one episode. But number one, you don't listen. Like things just go in one ear and out the other. And the amount of times that I've had to tell you something again and again and again, whether it be like when I'm going on a trip, you'll be like, when are you going to Austin? I'll tell you the dates. You will not, you will ask me 5 subsequent times after that. But also, we talked about like the Morgan Wallen thing, the SNL
Mm-hmm.
mishap a couple weeks ago, and I was like sending you memes about it after that. And then you're like, I don't get it. What happened with Morgan Wallen at SNL? So I re-texted it to you, and you're like, oh, actually, yeah, you did already tell me about that. So it's just, like small, big things like that where you do not commit anything to memory. And I'm just telling you something for the fifth time. And it's like, you know what? My time is also valuable. I need to tell you once, max twice, and that we need to be done. You need to remember it and we need to get over it. And the other thing I hate about you also has
Okay.
to
Okay.
do,
So there's a third one.
no, that was only one. I only have
Oh,
two.
okay.
And they're
Okay.
both listening related.
Mm-hmm.
When we're at a party, you do not hear what anyone is saying,
I
and then
can't
you're like,
hear, dude.
why? I think we need to go to the doctor. We need to get a little hearing check because every time I say something, what? I'm repeating it 3 times. And it's not, here and there. Every single time I speak, I have to reiterate it. And sometimes I'm at my wit's end. I'd rather just stay silent. I think we should just be mute. I don't think we need to have conversation because that's the preferred method if I rather than saying something a million times over. Other than that, you're perfect. Other than the fact you might need a hearing aid and you don't commit anything to memory. You're great. You're a great guy.
I I feel like part of the reason I can't hear anything is because I'm just like higher than you guys. Like I'm standing high. So like, dude, I mean, I'm literally like leaning in fully with like my ear towards you guys because I can't. That's the only way I can pick things up.
Our other friend is significantly shorter and she has no problem hearing.
But yeah, but like you can kind of like talk down. You can't like.
I mean, whatever it is, we got to find a
I don't
solution.
know what it is because it's like no matter where I am, if it's a loud area, it's like I cannot hear anyone. Like I need to be. I have to like really focus, and it drives me crazy too.
I'm dead. Yeah, so I think we need to have you start using your Apple or Google Calendar a little bit more. People's birthdays,
I
when
mean,
people
okay,
are
I'm
going
actually
on
pretty good
vacation.
about my calendar and putting
Oh,
people's birthdays in it, but obviously sometimes I'm not. But um,
or maybe with this podcast just needs to make it big so you can get an assistant or something.
yeah, the it's so funny because I actually last night looked up ways to be a better listener.
Let me guess. By look up, did you mean you put how to be a better listener into ChatGPT?
No, I looked up on TikTok and
Oh,
Google. It was just like
okay.
how could because okay, I'm not like a bad listener. I just forget what people tell me.
You're a bad retainer. You don't retain it,
Yes,
the
yes.
information.
Which interesting enough, this was like my worst like area of testing in high school was like reading composition.
That surprises no one.
Yeah, like same thing with my mom. My mom will tell me something, and then the next day she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, don't tell anyone that." I'm like, "Dude, I don't even know what you said." So
That is the one benefit of this is that I can literally tell you anything and you're not going to tell anyone because you already forgot the second I stopped saying it.
yeah,
So
but then I remember like some things that don't really matter. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I think I'm just like whatever, cool, and then I just forget, and then maybe I just rely on you just to keep telling me.
You cannot rely on me anymore. This is where I
Well, like
must go.
when you texted me 7 p.m. question mark like 10 minutes ago, I like went through our text because I was like, wait, did we say 7 or did we change time?
No, we did, but you said let's aim for that, and sometimes I'll say like let's do 7:30, and it ends up being 7:45 or something. So I was just
hmm
confirming that we were still locked in. But I think my tipping point was the Morgan Wallen thing because so many people kept posting like parody meme Instagram stories and stuff with the caption "Get me to God's country," and I think that they're so funny. So I was sending them to you, and you're like, "Oh, I don't know what that means." I'm like, "Have you not kept up with what was going on? I feel like I told you." And you're like, "No, tell me." The second I typed the paragraph explaining the situation, you go, "Oh, yeah, you did tell me." And then you were editing the pod, and you go, "Yeah, I'm sitting here editing the pod, and I realized you told me on the podcast." And I'm like, "Oh my God.
The
Oh
fact
my
that there's literally a recording of you telling me is
There's
crazy.
audio evidence of me recounting this story. Not one. Well, there's audio evidence once, now textual evidence twice. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. You could have worse character flaws, but if we rehash mine, we'll have to hash out yours as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I do need to improve on this.
Or maybe just go through your text, before you want to ask a question, hit the little search bar. Just say, type in a keyword and see if we've already talked about it. I think that would be like a great dead
But it's
giveaway.
almost easier just to like text it to you anyways.
Yeah, no, then you'll have no friends. It is easier until you're left with no one. I'm just kidding.
Ah, that's rough.
But again, there could be far worse character flaws. So if those are yours and mine are mine, we're doing pretty good in life.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of character flaws in you. I just haven't told you, but I'm just kidding.
Damn. Okay. Well,
Start a
really
list.
strong. Well, one of my character flaws is definitely coming in dead last place in our March Madness bracket.
Okay, well, first of all, welcome back to Good Time Pod, guys. Episode 6. It is a cold, rainy day here in New York.
It's been one long week, but we made it to episode
Yes,
6.
yes. I feel like I haven't actually talked to you in like a while.
Yeah.
Like
This has been
actually,
a
like
very
talk. We've just been.
dead
What did you
week.
say?
This has been like a dead week for me.
Oh, I thought you said it's been great. I was like, damn, all right.
Well, that too, actually. No, just kidding. No, it's been a rough week, so that's probably why
Yeah.
I've been MIA.
Partly because Steph lost our March Madness bracket.
That wasn't even on my radar because you know what the saying goes? It does not matter how you finish. All that matters is how you started.
That
And
is
I remember
exactly
day
what it
one, I was number 1, and Sebastian was last place. So that's
is.
ingrained in my memory. I don't really care about the ending stats. Like no one
And
really
then
knows.
my saying is, it doesn't matter how you start; it
Mm.
matters how you finish. And so, what's the finale here? Oh, I won, and Steph came in second to last place, or last
Oh,
place. Sorry, excuse me, last
oh.
place.
I was like, wait, I came in second to last.
I finished
Again,
with a 98.6%,
oh, that's actually kind of crazy.
and then Sarah in second place, and then Zach in fourth place because we all
Wait,
had
this is
Florida
a dumb
winning.
question. Who won? Have they
Florida,
played?
bro.
Oh, they did.
Did you just say have they played?
I didn't know if they played the championship game.
Well, I won the whole thing, so
Well,
obviously they played the
when you said that, I was
championship.
like, oh, it's over. I thought the final game was this weekend for some reason. However, that wouldn't make sense given
And
that
I don't listen. All right.
well, I just don't keep up with sports. That's
Yeah,
that's different.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Also, my other bracket, like my main bracket, finished at 99.9%.
Okay, but also you made a lot of brackets.
I
So
made
like,
4 brackets, dude.
I thought you made 20.
No, I've done that in the past.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say the odds of you one bracket being successful are higher, but that's
Yeah.
actually pretty good. You should be proud of yourself.
I've done better though. I had a bracket maybe last year before where I finished in like the top 5,000, like rank 5,000.
That's pretty amazing,
That was
given how
pretty
many
sick.
people probably fill out March Madness brackets.
Yeah, and that was my peak.
That explains a lot, actually. I thought you peaked in high school, but
Peaked in college
oh,
before I met you.
perfect. That makes sense why we're friends now. You're on the come down.
It's so funny because I was talking to Ali Rooney over
Mhm.
text the other day, and I was like, I can't remember what we were saying, but about just how like I didn't know about.
You can't remember what you were saying? Uh-huh.
That's like those TikToks where it's like a guy has some sort of drama or tea to tell you, And then the girl's like, "Oh, like, wait, what else? Like, how, like, why did that
Yeah,
happen?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask."
the guy will be like, "Yeah, my best friend just broke up with his 10-year girlfriend of 10 years." And the girl will be like, "Oh my God, what happened?" He's like, "I don't know. I didn't ask."
Yeah, that's literally what I do.
Yeah. Okay, so you're talking to Allie about
Um.
something that you can't discern.
Oh, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, I don't know if Steph and I would have been like friends in college or something like. I think I said something like that, or I think I just said I didn't know you in college or something.
Mhm.
But like in college, I felt like I went out a lot, and so I don't think you
Oh.
did. So
No, I went out 0.
yeah, so I feel like we probably wouldn't have really met.
Precisely, yeah. That's
That was
crazy.
it.
You went out a lot. I did you had a fake. We talked about this. I never had a fake ID.
Yeah, and I had my fake stolen from, or not stolen, taken from a cop, and then I forgot where. Oh, the second one I just kept, but my mom found it, which is really funny.
Oh man, my mom has been listening to the podcast, so
I love that. I love that.
shout out my
Let's
mom.
make this episode as
Oh,
inappropriate as possible.
wait, actually she texted me because she listened to the one where we were talking about rom-com movies, and when we were talking about the museum in Boston where the paintings were stolen, she texts me and she goes, actually you are familiar with that because I don't know if you remember, but in COVID we watched a documentary about that museum and like all the art being stolen." And I'm like,
Hmm.
man, I have no recollection of this. And then when we were talking about our movies, that
Yeah, yeah,
movie
yeah.
definitely maybe was on your list. And she texts, and I guess I said like, it rings a bell, but I don't remember who he ends up with, kind of thing. If he ends up with anyone, because isn't it he's Ryan Reynolds, whoever it is like telling a story, and it could potentially be one of 3 women.
Correct.
Anyways, my mom texts me and she goes, "You've definitely seen that movie."
You've definitely maybe seen that movie.
And I'm like, she's out here just fact checking everything.
Love it.
So
We love it. Shout out Steph's
know
mom.
just know if I'm lying, she's gonna somehow catch me in the lie and call me out on
What's
it. And
what's your mom's name?
Linda,
Shout out Linda. I have a really
yeah,
good family friend named Linda.
Linda, our biggest fan.
Linda. Hell yeah.
All right, this has been like
Um.
kind of a tough week for me, and the thing that's first and foremost as to why it's been tough, work aside,
Hmm.
I caught wind that Joe Burrow and Olivia Ponton are still together.
That's all. This is like ruined your week.
No, that literally ruined my week. I lived so happily thinking that they broke up or whatever after that whole scandal where someone was trying to break into his house and she was there. But
Hmm.
they do a really good job at laying low. So if that didn't even happen, I would have no idea that these two were even talking.
Yeah.
But then someone in the Ohio area, where does he live? He plays for the Bay. Okay, someone in the Cincinnati area said that they saw Olivia Ponton working out at a gym in Cincinnati. So it's like, why else would this girl be in Cincinnati
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
she's not, dating the Joe Burrow? So that kind of, definitely ruined my week a bit. I like there are certain like celebrities that I have crushes on that are in relationships that I respect and I like and would be sad if they broke up. But there are certain celebrities I would love for them to just be single forever so that the hope in my brain lives on that we
Just so
might
you can
one
be
day
delusional. Yeah.
be
Yeah. Yeah.
together. Yeah, and Joe Burrow is one of them. I want him to be alone forever. Okay, unless I
Damn.
enter the
That
picture.
sounds.
Um, but like Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner, I like that pairing. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
Hmm.
Timothy being
Hmm.
being taken. Joe Burrow needs to be single. Role model needs to be single. Fibula needs to be like there are some people that I will take personal offense to if they get into a
Isn't
relationship.
isn't isn't Connor single? Fibula.
Yeah, I said that.
But you said he needs to be.
Yeah, and he needs to continue to be single.
Oh, okay, okay,
He
okay.
cannot be linked to anyone or it will be a bad time in my life.
That's so
But
funny.
yeah,
That could just ruin your week.
the whole Joe Burrow thing definitely did ruin my week a little bit. Happy for them, hope it's
I,
going well, but also hope it's going terribly.
I don't
Um,
get the hype around her.
yeah, I mean, she's hot, whatever, and like I
Yeah.
think she seems like a very nice, sweet girl, but if he's gonna be with someone, I want him to be with someone else for some reason, not her. I don't know. I just want him to be with like more of an A-list
I was just gonna
celebrity.
say she's not like an A-list type of celebrity. Cause
Yeah, she came up
did she
on
blow up on Vine or
TikTok. She was in
TikTok?
like one of those content houses, I'm pretty sure. So it's just like I don't I don't know if I respect her fully, which is
Hmm.
mean to say. That's just a personal opinion that I hold. And she seems like a lovely girl. I'm so sorry if I ever meet her in person. I just don't love the pairing. I think,
Hmm.
we could do a little better.
Well, it's interesting because I feel like that's kind of people's issues with Kylie and Timothy. It's like Timothy is like this A-list actor, and Kylie's like an A-lister, but for a completely different reason, for kind of just existing and being born into a very famous family. So I feel like people kind of have issues with that as well. I don't have issues with it, but
But at least it's like two A-listers. Okay.
okay, I guess that's a fair point. Yeah, yeah,
Like both are very well known for their own thing and they come
hmm
together and like it works. I think the thing that a lot of people have qualms with is that they wonder what commonalities the two share. Like what do they actually have to talk about?
yeah,
But I think they both have like very funny and unique and quirky personalities and it works.
yeah.
Um Obviously we don't know a lot about Olivia and Joe and their personalities, but I don't love it. I don't love it.
Yeah, she seems more like a person that he would have just like hooked up with, and then like you maybe figure that out, but not like oh they're actually dating.
I think they've been keeping it under wraps for like at
Yeah,
least a year.
I
Like
do
that.
respect that about Joe Burrow though, is that he's like pretty low key about his
And I think
relationships and everything.
being in Cincinnati, Ohio, like it makes it a little bit easier versus
Yeah,
New
that's
York,
true.
LA, da da da.
Yeah,
But even then, yeah, I mean, she's like spotted at the gym and people are writing in to be like, we just
yeah.
saw Olivia at the gym in Cincinnati. What's interesting is he had a long-term girlfriend from college
hmm
onward, also named Olivia. So maybe I need to change my name legally.
I mean, better for me because like I have too many Stephanies in my life.
Yeah, that's so weird because I don't think Stephanie is like a rare and unique name, but I don't really know any other Steph. I've met other Stephanies,
hmm
but there's no one that is in my circle that is also named Stephanie. And so you're
Yeah,
like, oh, a girl just got hired. Her name's Stephanie. This other girl, Stephanie, and I'm like,
yeah.
damn.
And then like I heard a call, like a Zoom call at my work yesterday, and like the lady introduced herself. She's like, "Hi, I'm Stephanie." I was like, "Oh my god, they're everywhere."
This place that I was interviewing for, one of the women I interviewed with was also named Stephanie. I'm like, oh, that's going to be an issue because she's Stephanie number one. Obviously, I don't have the job, and she's already there. But
So
very
it's like,
interesting.
does she go by Stephanie or Steph? Like, you don't know.
I could go by Steph. I think she's more of a Stephanie, and
Okay.
I would always introduce myself as Stephanie. I don't really take it upon myself to call myself Steph, but I
hmm
feel like I'm more of a Steph versus this lady.
I was gonna say,
She's
I
a
think
Stephanie.
I rarely ever call you Stephanie. It's always Steph.
No, you never. You literally never call me Stephanie.
I've only called you Stephanie if like I'm like trying to get your attention for something. Like
Yeah, I
Stephanie, god
guess.
damn it,
I know.
Stephanie Keith.
Steph Keith. Steph Keith. A lot of people take it upon themselves to call me that.
That's funny. I was gonna say so. Part of the reason why I couldn't do 6:30 and I wanted to do 7 was because I needed to finish that the list the wait, what was it called?
The life
The
list.
life list movie that you recommended.
Well, I thought you weren't going to finish it.
Yeah, I started it, but then because we're doing a weird time this time for the pod, I had time to finish it.
Oh, well, why didn't you want to finish it? Or was it just because you didn't think you had enough time?
No, because I thought it was like really cheesy.
Okay,
and
so
and I didn't give it time to even get to like the main part of the movie. And I was like, man, I don't like this. And so then I was like, you know what? Let me just wait to the main plot of the movie. Like the mom hasn't even died yet. So like let me get to that part and then I'll give it a shot. And then we had more time. And I was like, yeah, I'll just finish it. Why not?
I called it from 30-second mark. I was like, oh, she's going to end up with the lawyer guy. Like, that's so
Yeah, I
obvious.
mean, yeah, it was super obvious.
Okay, that's what I like. I don't even have to see the movie, and I can know that these two end up together because it's
Yeah.
like his face and her face on the little
The
Netflix thing.
billboard, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
So, anyways, I this movie wasn't even on my radar, and I when I was in Austin, I got breakfast with like one of my old bosses, and I was like, "What did you do last night?" Because his girlfriend was out of town, so I was like, "What did you do last night?" He goes, "Oh, I started this movie on Netflix." Da 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 da. And he goes, "I had to turn it off. It was so horrible." And I was like, "Really? Like, what made it so bad?" And he goes, so in the movie the girl has like a boyfriend in the beginning, but he's like a loser, and he's a loser, and that she's gonna dump him so
I
she
wouldn't
could
say he's
end
a
up with like,
loser, but
well, okay,
they just don't have the same like goals and
yeah, and
stuff.
he works at a record shop, like da da da, and he goes, yeah, I just can't imagine a pretty girl like that ever being with some schmuck like that, and it just was so unbelievable I had to turn the movie off. And I was like, well,
That's
I
crazy.
feel like without even having to see the movie, I know that she does not end up with him, and he's probably a very minor character. And I was like, I doesn't she end up with like her lawyer or something? Because I had watched like the trailer on TikTok,
Uh-huh.
and he was amazed. He was like, huh, I didn't even think about that. I just couldn't get over how ugly the other guy was, and I had to turn it off. And I watched it. The guy's like, he made this guy sound like an ogre. Like this guy's
Yeah.
not super ugly. I mean, he's not the hottest, but I was like, damn, he was really harsh.
He was so funny though.
Yeah, and then his video game like actually blew up. So that was
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
funny. But do you see what I was saying? The main character, the guy, watching the movie, all I could see was like the love child of Glenn Powell and Barry Keoghan. And obviously we know that I hate Barry Keoghan, but I like this guy. Like, and I liked whatever Barry Keoghan features he had. Like, I thought this guy was really cute. But
Uh-huh.
there's something about Barry in like his eyes, and then the rest is giving Glenn Powell.
Yeah, I do see the mix of them. I do see that for sure.
He was a
It's
cutie.
I've heard people say like, oh, like for the Beatles biopic, they're like, oh, I didn't realize that they brought an Asian dude to play because
Yeah,
like
because Barry.
some people think Barry Keoghan looks Asian,
Oh my god,
which I think is funny.
he has a
But
lot going on with his face. That's for sure.
yeah, yeah. But overall,
I
what'd
liked
you think of
the
the
movie.
movie? You
No,
liked
I
it?
thought it was cute. I don't know. Like I like movies where there's not much depth. You can kind of see the direction it's going, but it's still cute. It's still heartwarming. Give me a
Mm-hmm.
good cast. Put Laura Dern in a movie where she plays the mom. Wait, no, it's Connie Britton is who plays the mom.
That's her
It
name.
was
Okay.
cute. I don't know. And then you give me a cute lead male that I could potentially fall in love with. Okay, I'll watch it. I'm set.
So that mom, the first thing I saw her in was Friday Night Lights, the TV
Okay.
show. She is so similar to my aunt. It is
Aw,
crazy
that's sweet.
because my aunt's from like Bama, Alabama, so she's kind of from
More
the South
southern.
and everything, and loves
Yeah.
football. But they just have very similar mannerisms and they talk similar. So it's really funny. Every time I see her in something, I'm like, that. Yeah, that's my aunt.
She seems like such a sweet lady.
Yeah, I really like her.
She was in a show I used to watch called Nashville. Did you ever
Yeah, I've
watch
heard of
that?
it.
Yeah, she was like the main character in that. And she was really good in it. She's a superb actor. I like when she's in stuff.
I have one of the songs from Nashville, just like because they covered a really popular song, like a country song,
Mhm.
and I just have them both on like my country playlist. So once in a while I'll
Yeah.
listen to it.
I
Say
want to go.
yeehaw.
I want to go to a country concert this summer. I think that would be so fun.
I want to go
But
to
a
a
lot of my
rodeo.
friends are haters.
Yeah, I don't get why people hate country music. I don't understand. Unless you like grew up in the South or like in areas where country music is being played all the time, I can understand maybe why you don't hate it or why you hate it. But I think it's
Especially
good.
nowadays, like I think country is not so twangy in the sense of
Yeah,
how Johnny Cash's music was or something. It's like
yeah.
very much country pop crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah,
100.
okay. I don't like when I think of country, Morgan Wallen, I guess, like I don't know what Zach Bryan is classified as. I think people call him
He's
country,
he's country.
but it's not. Like whatever. I don't know. I think people need to get over it. And I've people love to hate country and make it a personality trait. Like you'd be so surprised how many people's dating apps I come across and it's like, I hate country music. Just have to like be honest right off the bat. And it's like, you're a loser.
Yeah, I don't get the hate. It doesn't make sense. Like it's
I
just
don't either.
I think people just assume it's just guys talking about like trucks, beer, and dirt and shit like that. Where I'm just like,
Okay, it kind of is.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Maybe it's so
there's literally a
fun.
song called "By Dirt," which is
Yeah,
also a
which is a
banger,
good
by the
song. Yeah,
way. Yeah,
that's a great message, honestly.
it's a really good song, but
Yeah.
that's literally the title, which is crazy. But
I don't like you don't drink beer, I don't drink beer, but I
no,
love all those songs. Who
I
cares?
don't resonate with it, but I love it.
That's how I felt about the Brat album. Well, actually, I never really listened to the Brat album
Is
by
that
Charlie XCX.
Charlie? Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Charlie.
Like obviously there was so many songs that went viral, so like 360, Apple, whatever. I know those songs,
Mm-hmm.
but I never navigated myself to the actual album and listened to it.
Neither did I.
I just don't resonate with that one. But bangers across the board.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's how I feel about it as well.
Interesting. I was gonna give you my take on that movie. So I wrote down here. Where is it? Um, okay, so a couple things. So I enjoy like rom-coms and like romance movies. I think they're fun to watch, and it's like a comfort type of movie. Um, and I do like the whole like romance movie trope where it's like they're kind of falling for each other, then they have like a moment of fighting, and then like they like find each other in the end. Like I do enjoy
Every
that, and
romance
so like
movie. Yeah.
I was very curious to see what that moment was going to be in this one. Um, but I mean, it was obviously like really predictable. Like it was like, okay, well, eventually she's gonna get to this lawyer. Like when she made eye contact with the one dude on the train on the subway, and then he happens to like
Yes.
work in the same area.
Yes. I
I was
forgot about
like,
him
yeah, I was,
entirely.
yeah. I mean, he was kind of a big part of it,
Yeah.
but I was like, okay, this is gonna be a thing, but there's no way to end up together. And then you can tell that he's being weird about like wanting to be at her place and meeting
I
her
I was
friends.
curious because they seemed like they had a great dynamic, but
Yeah.
obviously I was like, well, she has to end up with the lawyer. So how is this get like what wrench is going to be thrown into their relationship that causes them to break up? Because they showed so many happy moments of
hmm
that them in the early stages. So I was like, what could be so bad? And they did a good job at like writing
I was
that
gonna
out.
say I don't understand what his reasoning was. It just like it's not intelligent enough, like conversations or something, like because they were playing all these games and he's just like, yeah, I don't mess with this or whatever.
I just feel like he was really self-conscious and didn't fit in with that part of her life.
Hmm.
I think she did a really good job at fitting into his life, but it's kind of like give and take. And he obviously had more money, blah, blah, blah. So his apartment was nicer. So when they were at his apartment or her apartment, it was just like tiny. And I don't know, she had kind of tattered furniture and things like that. I just think it, they wrote it in a way that it was like, okay, you can never get over this. But
Yeah, I don't know. I just like I felt like he didn't enjoy like the games, or it was just like, oh, this isn't
no
high
one was
enough
interacting with
intellect.
him. Like
Yeah,
he
but
didn't,
he
yeah.
also kind of just like sat back and like crossed
Mhm.
his arms, and I felt like he was like, oh, I don't mess with this because like this isn't high enough intellect. Like we need to be talking about like the economy or something. Like where I was watching and I was like, yeah, I would enjoy being in those conversations. Like
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely the personal part of like life, but
yeah, yeah,
that's okay.
um,
He had to be written out one way or the other. I feel like if anyone's listening to this and they were planning on watching the movie, we just spoiled everything for
yeah.
them.
Spoilers ahead. By the way, every time you move your fingers, I can hear
Oh,
everything.
great. Great, great, great.
So like when you're rubbing it, I can just hear all of it.
Okay. Moving right
Sorry.
along.
Anyways, but yeah, I mean, cheesy movie, solid like plot, I will say. And then last thing is like camping under the stars or like hanging out under the stars, drinking like wine and like getting deep. Sounds fun.
Getting deep.
Yep. Just super deep.
No, I thought that was sweet that her brother did that for her, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't want to keep going in depth in the about the movie because it's like, A, what if someone wants to watch it and then we're just out here spoiling it?
Well,
B,
they
what
can
if
skip.
someone doesn't want to watch it and they have no clue what we're talking about?
Well, that's why
But
there's timestamps so they can skip through.
yeah, I thought it was interesting in the will when they first read it that there was that stipulation that they could not sell the house in 12 months. And I think like a minute after that, I was like, oh, it's because the house is going to her.
Oh, I don't even remember that part. So that I
Sure.
guess okay. Well, you don't have to call it out every single time.
But yeah,
To be fair, I think the first half of the movie I wasn't really paying that close of attention because I was just like, oh, this movie's not
that's
very
where they
good.
set up. That's how they set up the second half.
Yeah, I will say though that actress is freaking gorgeous.
Oh yeah, she was so gorgeous. But they showed her dad, and I was like, there's no way that she's a byproduct of this man and the mom. Like they looked
Oh yeah,
very
yeah, I know it.
different. So
None
there
of the
was
dads
also
made
that,
sense. I
and she
felt
looked
like.
so different from her brothers. I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So it makes sense
Yeah,
that
yeah.
she had a different father. I forgot
But this
about
would
that.
be this would be a movie that I would have loved to like be in. I feel like this is like a not a super high budget film. Uh, it just would have been a fun thing to be a part of. I feel like where
I
it's
feel
like
like
you
it
play like a
probably
smaller
had.
role.
I feel like it probably had pretty good return on investment though. Like it
Oh,
was
for sure, for sure.
Netflix's number one movie. Like America just loves those kind of movies. Sue me.
Yeah, yeah, comforting. Anyways,
Moving right along, I think we talked about a few episodes ago or last episode, whatever, TV shows that we were looking forward to coming out.
yeah.
One of mine came out. It's called Your Friends and Neighbors, starring Jon Hamm. Olivia Munn is also in it. Basically, Jon Hamm is a very wealthy individual. He works in investment banking or private equity or something, and he has this very lavish and expensive lifestyle. And then he gets fired from his job, and he had like a non-compete. So for 2 years, basically, he can't, no firm is looking to hire him because of the non-compete. So now, like, in order to support his current lifestyle, he starts stealing from his really rich friends and neighbors. And
Yeah.
it's so good. They released the first 2 episodes yesterday. It's on Apple TV. I love Jon Hamm. He's not in enough. I love him as an actor. He seems like a great person. I would love to set Jon Hamm up with my mom. I think they would be a really great couple.
That would be so sick.
He's also in the third season of The Morning Show, which I really liked. I just think
Hmm.
he's a stellar actor, and I'm really happy to see him playing a lead role in an Apple TV show. You should watch it.
I think I'll check it out.
I think you'll like it.
It's interesting because he didn't make like his career. It took a while for him to kind of get like break into the industry.
Hmm.
Like he was pretty old once he got in, which was interesting.
Yeah, I don't even know what I know a few things that he's been in, but I don't really know what his breakthrough role was.
Neither do I, but he was really good in Tag, which was really funny.
I've not even seen that
Oh, you
nor
should
heard of
watch
it.
it. It's
Is it a
based off a
show?
it's a movie. It's based off a true story. It's really funny.
Okay. Damn.
That's all I'm
He's
gonna
so
say.
handsome. Yeah, but that is a good point. Like, you did not really see or hear about him until his later years.
Yeah, yeah.
Better than being washed up, I guess. Yeah.
Honestly, that's so nice to be like. Obviously, being a top actor would be sick, but being able to be good enough to where you're just like in a lot of things, maybe not like a huge role, not the main guy, but like a supporting actor in a bunch of movies would be sick.
So wait, you'd rather be a supporting actor in a bunch of things rather than just the main
No,
guy?
no, I'm just saying like
Oh, okay.
it's cool because a lot of people have made very successful or have had successful careers being like that second character in
Yeah.
so many things. And maybe like they're the main character in some other things, but like sometimes it's never like the huge movie.
I feel like that's how Glenn Powell was for a long time. He was in a lot
Yeah,
of things.
yeah.
Top Gun Maverick, but he didn't have his breakout until Anyone But You, I think.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else he was in.
He
I mean,
was
he
in
was in the,
Twisters, but I think that was
but that was
after.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, anyone but you. I feel like there was something right before that though.
Set It Up, that movie.
Yeah, I mean that quote
I
unquote
don't think
set
that
him
put
up
him.
for other things, but
Yeah, I don't
um,
think that like put him on the map. Like,
yeah, man, I feel like there was something else that he was in right before anyone but you that kind of gave him some more clout.
he was in a lot last year. That guy was busy. He probably cashed a fat check.
Yeah, um,
I'm
I'm
looking it up.
looking up. Oh
Hitman.
no, Hitman was really good. Oh no, he was in Top Gun Maverick. I feel like
I
that kind of.
Sebastian, I love you to death. I literally said that 1 minute ago.
Wait, I did not hear you say that.
You can listen to the pod back. I said
Was I talking while you said it?
no. I said he was a supporting character in a lot of things, like big movies, including Top Gun Maverick, but he was never really the star up until Anyone But You.
Oh my god, I just got exposed so hard right
Yeah,
there.
he's
Holy
Hangman.
shit.
He was
I
actually auditioning. He was up for the main role. I forget Rooster, and Miles Teller did end up beating him out for that. But yeah, there was a chance he was going to be Rooster, but he got Hangman.
I feel like the Hangman role was better for him anyways.
No, I agree. I liked that for him a lot. I think it was perfectly cast. I think they're doing another one.
Are they?
Something tells me I read something about that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm down. I freaking love that movie. That's crazy that I didn't hear you and I feel bad now. But
It's okay. We're nothing if we're not self-aware. Maybe you were talking. Who knows?
yeah, yeah. Anyways.
Another show that I love, I just think it's hilarious. It definitely takes like a certain person's kind of humor to like this show. The Righteous Gemstones. You've not
Yeah.
seen, right? You've seen like
I've started watching. I'm like a few episodes.
so funny.
It's so good.
It's like very crude humor though, so I see how people I think a good comparison is like if you ever watched the show Dave and thought that was funny, like maybe you're the
Okay,
right
yeah, Dave's
audience
good
for
too. Yeah.
for Righteous Gemstones. But I hadn't seen it, and I forgot when the last season came out. At least 2 years ago. So I was like highly anticipating the return of this show, and I've not seen any buzz around the Righteous Gemstones, and it's kind
Really?
of just no, none. Because I like saw a billboard or something for it a long time ago, and I was like, oh,
Hmm.
nice. I need to like figure out when the season's coming out. And then the other night I was like, oh man, I wonder when the other season's coming out. It came out weeks ago. Why is no one talking about this? Like, Bradley Cooper is in this season.
Oh, really?
Well, okay, he's in the first episode, which is like a throwback episode, which honestly sucked. And I didn't
Okay.
finish because I just wanted to get back to the Gemstone family.
Hmm.
So I kind of did not see that one through. But yeah, Bradley Cooper's in it, in short.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's
That's
so
sick.
funny.
Dude,
That
that first.
guy.
Oh, sorry. Keep going. Sorry.
Well, no, it's okay. That guy that I didn't watch White
Walton
Lotus.
Goggins.
Yes, he's in it.
Yep, he's great in it.
Yeah, he's Uncle Baby Billy. And everyone's like, he's having his moment right now with White Lotus. So, might I suggest you go watch Righteous Gemstones on Max?
Yes, it is very funny. I mean, Walton Goggins has been around for a long time. He's been in a lot of stuff, and he's always been a very good actor. But
Yeah,
he's
he's
kind
one
of
of those
now.
guys that we're just talking about. He's been a supporting role in a lot of things, but he's
Hmm.
never been like the main guy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess that's true because he was in the Hateful Eight with Quentin Tarantino.
Then I don't know if I watched that.
I never finished it, but
Okay.
he plays a solid role. No, Righteous Gemstones is so funny. That first episode is like one of the most unhinged things I've seen.
Wait, is it the very, very first of season one?
Yeah.
I don't even know what happens, and I watched it
Well,
so
it's
long ago.
like he's getting blackmailed, and then they go meet up with the people in the parking lot. It's just so funny.
Yeah, it
Um,
takes that brings me back to season one. That takes a really big turn.
So yeah, I've been watching that, and just like I mean, I love uh, Danny McBride,
Mhm.
and it's so funny because he's kind of one of those dudes where he hasn't been like the main guy in a lot of things. He's always like this kind of like really funny supporting actor.
I think he's
And
the main character in Eastbound and
Eastbound and
Down.
Down. Yeah,
I've
he
not
is.
seen it though.
It's funny as well.
Okay, yeah.
It's similar to Righteous Gemstones where it's like it's not gonna be like a new girl type of comedy, but it's just really funny. And same thing with Vice Principal
Okay. Movie or show?
show with Walton Goggins as well.
Oh.
They're basically two vice principals trying to become the main principal. It's really funny, and they compete, and it's just like I like a elementary school, so it's like such low stakes.
Speaking of White Lotus, without giving anything away, did you watch the finale? What were your thoughts on the finale? I saw some TikToks where everyone's like, "Oh, I have so much anxiety," blah blah blah.
Well, have you watched any of the White Lotus
No,
stuff? Okay,
I've seen
well,
season one. And
okay,
I would have watched season three, but someone said you kind of had to watch season two to understand season
yeah,
three. And
yeah,
I was
hundred
not about
percent.
to watch season two.
Season two is the best season for sure, without a doubt.
Okay.
Um,
Where's that Sicily?
where is it? I want to say it's
I
like
think it's
Greece or something. It might be Sicily. It might be.
I think it's
You
Sicily.
might be right. It might be
I
Italy.
think it was like Hawaii, then Sicily, then Thailand or whatever.
Thailand. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should watch season two. It's really good. But season three was solid. I mean, it was really slow, I will say,
Okay.
and it's kind of. I felt like the last episode, a ton happened in a short amount of time, and I mean, I liked it, but there's still a lot of plot holes in it. I will say.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it was. I mean, overall, really good. It was not how I expected it to end. I will say, but
There
I
was
will
a
say.
lot of TikTok audio clips that came out of that show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, solid. Patrick Schwarzenegger, I thought was really good. So people need to stop hating on him.
Wait,
Even
why do
though,
people hate him? They call him a Nepo baby?
yeah, everyone's like, oh, he's a nepo baby, but I'm like, okay, well,
Look around. Everyone's a
yeah.
Nepo
Also,
baby.
like, if you're good on the show, it doesn't matter. Like, if he's bad and he has the role, then I can understand why people would be like, okay, well, he's a nepo baby, but why does he have this role? He just got it because of his dad or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I understand that, but he plays the character really well. Like, he's a good actor, so it's like people need to fucking chill out. Like,
That's crazy. I know, because you still have to prove yourself. Like, just
yeah,
because
yeah,
I think having, a name like that gets you in the door, but you
yeah,
still, and maybe it gets you out a couple of people, but you still need to prove yourself, and they
yeah,
still need to value you as an actor and want you to be in this show because ultimately everyone wants the show to be successful, so they want to
Hmm.
make sure they cast it well. I wish I was a nepo baby. It's not their fault.
I know that'd be so sick.
They were just born, okay? And maybe their family had money or power or influence or fame or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
What's that?
that's what pisses me off when people are like, "Oh, daddy's money." It was just like, yeah, fucking maybe it is. Like, I'm
Daddy
sorry that
was
my
rich, you know? Daddy
yeah, it's
wanted
like
to spread the
sorry
wealth
my
among his family.
yeah, it's like sorry he worked really hard and made it like or made all this money. Even if like even
Yeah.
people that aren't like in the acting like famous space, it's just like, yeah, I'm sorry that they made money. Like, okay, sorry about that.
What are you supposed to do? Like renounce
Yeah.
the wealth because you're like, no, no, it comes too easy. No,
Yeah, exactly. It's so stupid.
I want to make it on my own. I mean, yeah, you still could make it on your own. You just have
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
jump start.
Have you seen Tropic Thunder or Hot Rod?
No, I know one's a basketball movie.
N-
Oh, I
no,
think I say
not
that
at all.
every single time, and it's not.
No.
What's the? Yeah, no. So clearly not.
You should
What?
watch Hot Rod. It is
What is the
so.
basketball movie with like the blue and orange
Oh,
jerseys?
is that Semi Pro you're thinking of?
No,
Blue and orange jerseys. Oh, is
like
that
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic? No, Tropic Thunder is not a basketball movie.
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
It's like a war movie.
Oh, definitely not Tropic Thunder then. Okay,
Um,
wait, what was the movies you asked that I obviously have not seen?
Hot Rod and Tropic
No,
Thunder.
no, Tropic Thunder. Oh, you said Tropic. Okay.
Wait. What was your question?
What were the movies you just asked me if I'd seen?
Oh, Tropic Thunder and Hot Rod.
Okay, yeah, no.
Hot Rod is so funny. I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day. He's like, I'm freaking pumped. Danny McBride's in that. And have you heard the little thing that's like, "Hey Denise, you look pretty," and she's like, "What?" It's like, "You look shitty." Have you heard that?
No, is it a TikTok audio or like has
Yeah,
it?
it kind of is, but it's a kind of iconic thing. But it's from Andy Samberg in that movie. But
Oh, I like
um,
Andy.
bro.
Oh, sorry. Oh yeah.
But Danny McBride's in that, and he plays a supporting role, and he's so funny. And Bill Hader's so funny. Yeah, Hot Rod is such an underrated movie.
Okay. Is it about cars?
It's about a stunt guy.
Okay. A
Or he's
stunt?
like, yeah, he's like trying to be like a stunt motorcycle, like Evil Knievel kind of thing, and he's
Okay.
really bad.
I feel like there's a lot of movies out there about stuntmen recently.
I think so. Also, speaking of, the Oscars just opened a new like title thing that you can win, which is best stunt.
Oh, that's really cool. Justice for
Yeah,
stuntmen.
yeah. So hey, Tom Cruise might win something with there.
Oh my God, because he does all his own stunts.
Yeah, which is crazy, crazy.
I think he's filming or they're wrapping up the next Mission Impossible
Probably the
movie.
last Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, he is kind of getting old.
He
But
he just had a crazy stunt on that.
okay, so predictions. Do you think he dies in it?
Nah, I bet he just like goes off into the sunset with his
That's how it always. They
shorty.
either die in some very heroic way, or they go off into the sunset, and you're left to interpret.
I just
Like,
feel like Mission Impossible is one of those movies where it's like they're not gonna kill off the main dude. Like it's just gonna be like,
well, 007, they killed off Daniel Craig.
did they?
I mean, I actually, yeah, in No Time to Die, he dies.
And that was with Ana de Armas too, I think.
I don't know. He dies.
Man, maybe I need to rewatch that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't remember that.
I don't think they do it often. I think they do like to leave it more open-ended just in case. But yeah, he definitely died.
Interesting. I feel like 007 is a little different though than Mission
It's
Impossible.
the exact same thing. The exact same premise. They're both trying to save the world. They're both nomadic men who like can't be tied down, but then in every movie they meet some woman that ties them down for the movie, and then they literally save the world, and then they're like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I'm out of the game. And then the next movie is them getting a call being like, we need you back on the field. Like
If you choose to accept. Okay.
they're the
Yeah.
same movie.
You really broke that down for me, and yeah, you're kind of right.
Same with like Jack Reacher, that series.
Yeah, that's
Same
true.
premise. Yeah.
Jack Ryan or whatever, Jason
Jack
Bourne
Ry-
maybe.
But the list can go on and on.
I just felt like 007, he's like more like this smooth dude, and like he's like more of like an assassin, whereas like Mission Impossible, he's just like, I guess he just does missions that are like impossible.
Yeah. Wow. What a great choice of words. I love all those movies.
I'm here from too. I love them, but that is so funny. I never even like thought how
Do you
similar
watch
they are.
Do you watch Reacher on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, I haven't watched the new season though.
Okay, I started watching it. I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in, and I would like to finish it. It's a very great show, but
Hmm.
every time I try to click the Amazon Prime app on my TV, it just loads and loads and loads. So I've since given up on it a little bit, but I do really like those shows.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I just really like that actor.
The big guy?
Hmm. The
You
main
know,
the
the big
main
guy.
guy.
Yeah. Um, I used to watch those shows with my mom during COVID. So I don't love watching them alone. I get a little scared sometimes. I miss watching them with her.
You get
But
scared in Reacher,
oh my God, yeah, they're scared. People die.
but it's not okay. I guess your definition of scary versus mine is so different. Like I don't
I
think
get
like
so
action
scared. I
people
get
dying is
anxiety.
scary.
Oh, I don't like that.
Interesting. Interesting.
So, but my mom finished it, so she kind of told me a little bit about it.
Hmm.
There's also another show that came out. I forget on what platform, but it's called The Studio, and
Yeah, it's
it's
Apple TV. I started it.
oh, okay. Do you watch any of it?
I started the first episode. Wow. Someone who doesn't listen, I just said I started it.
Oh,
Then again, you were talking, so to be
okay.
fair, yeah, I'm just
You
trying to
started.
find
Okay, I
something.
watched the first episode too.
I haven't finished the first episode,
I don't know if I finished it either.
but it's supposed to be really good, so I'm gonna keep going with it.
No, I'm a huge Seth Rogen fan actually.
I
So,
love him
and I'm a
though.
huge Apple TV show fan. Like, I just think that they create the best shows. So I need to watch it, but I think I was just kind of like scatterbrained and couldn't lock in. But it looks good.
That's literally how I was. I was like trying to find something to watch, and I was like, oh, I heard this good, so I turned it on and then just never finished it yet. But
Yeah, I'll watch it. But right now, I feel like there's so many good shows out. Like I Righteous Gemstones, Your Friends and Neighbors, whatever. I can't be watching like 5 shows at once, so that might be put on the back burner
yeah,
for when it's like
yeah.
slower time.
Well, I feel like I always want to have like a comedy show and then like a serious show. So it's like if I'm like eating, hanging out, I'll put on the comedy or I'll put on the serious show. But if I'm like cooking or something, I can kind of glance over. I'll put the comedy show on, so I don't have to like really be paying attention.
Yeah.
But with
I
Righteous Gemstones, I have to pay attention.
I was gonna say, yeah, like, but with Righteous Gemstones, it is by far a comedy, but you do kind of have to pay attention.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we've talked about this. I get annoyed with myself because I really love these shows and they're released one episode a week, so I look forward to it. And then I'm watching the show and I'm just sitting there on my phone, and it frustrates me to no end that I'm just not locked in. So I'm trying to like literally to put my phone across the room
Hmm.
and just lock in for an hour so I can watch these shows that are near and dear to my heart.
That is why I watch everything on my phone.
I'm
But I
trying to use my
also
phone
never,
less.
I also just never sit down and just watch stuff. I have to be like eating or something, and
Grooving.
then doing something else. Yeah,
Do you watch YouTube?
yeah,
You do? You've never
yeah.
talked about watching YouTube.
Well, so that's where I watch. So my last week's weekly obsession was like GQ experts. So I watched that on YouTube. I watch like Hot Ones, and I watch a lot of like sports analyst stuff. But
Mhm.
then there's people who also like live in vans and stuff that I watch because I like just like live vicariously through them because I could never do it.
Yeah.
I just find that lifestyle very interesting, and yeah,
No, I get it. My mom will attest to this. There was a point in time where I wanted to do hashtag van life.
really,
Yeah, I went through like a granola phase for sure.
ew,
Now I'm more refined. However, I
yeah,
don't know. You
subtle.
watch the TikToks of these people like living these amazing little lives out of their van, and it makes you wish for a simpler time, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't wish for it, but I'm like, I could do that for a couple of days. Like that would be fun, but then it's like I can't have all this.
Right.
I can't have all these
No.
shoes with me and like the lifestyle I live. I can't have. So
Even when I go on vacation and I can't bring like all of my full size skincare bottles and stuff,
your
I get
stormtrooper
home and
mask.
I'm like, man, it's so nice to be reunited with all my things. I'm very particular in my old age. And yeah, I don't think you could achieve that same thing with living the van life, but I love it for the people that can do it.
You should watch White Lotus because like what you're saying right now is very similar to like Piper, the
Yeah,
girl.
the
Piper, no
yeah, the Buddhism.
Buddhism, tsunami.
I have no idea, but I've heard that TikTok audio.
um,
Or
that's
when she
that's the
was
mom, but she's talking about her daughter Piper.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fair. The mom seems like such a character. What a
She's so
vibe.
funny. But yeah, what you just said there is very like Piper vibes, so you should watch it.
But then I would watch it. I'm intrigued by season 3. I just don't want to have to watch
Bro,
season 2 again.
season 2 is so good. Like, I wish I could go back and like relive watching that second season. There's also so many actors in that I love.
Like
So
who?
the guy that plays Christopher in Sopranos,
No.
like one of the best TV shows of all time. But he's like my favorite character in Sopranos. I can't remember his name. It's a really Italian dude, but he plays like the dad, and it's oh my god, it's so good. You'd recognize a lot of the people. I mean, Jennifer Coolidge is in it.
Yeah, I know. That's the only person I knew because she was a reoccurring character from season
Yeah,
1.
like she's the best in that season. And
But
then
then she
there's
dies. Someone ruined it for me and told me she dies.
that's so annoying that they
I
ruined
know.
it.
I
But the
know.
way she dies is a very like Jennifer Coolidge way to die. So like that's what's funny.
Do you
Um,
know? You don't know who dies until the last episode, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so that
yep.
annoys me that they told me that.
Yeah, I would be pissed if someone said that to me. And then the girl from Set It Up is in it as well.
Oh, I always want to say Zoe Deutsch,
Oh
but it's
wait, no, not her, not her. It's the other girl. I forgot her name, but like very cute. I forgot her name, but she's in it. And she's really good too. But there was just like this moment in that show where like my whole stomach like turned upside down. Where I was like, oh my god, like it like
maybe with
sank. So
really,
yeah, and I wish I could relive that moment because it
maybe
was
with
creepy
all my
too.
free time, I'll get around to watching it.
Yeah, you should definitely watch it though. You know, it's funny because you wrote here like we talk a ton about role model, but it's like the the reason we do it is because you're obsessed with like Fibula and their podcast, and they also just talked about role model for a while,
Oh,
and
they
so
did.
then
I didn't listen to this week's episode.
oh yeah, I mean they were just talking about the whole Sally thing.
Oh my god, I can't wait to get into that.
Um, but really quickly, so I've been listening to their podcast a little bit more. I feel like
Okay.
you put me on like a lot of things, low key.
Yeah, because I have good taste, high
I
key.
also do my homework when you ask me to like listen to something or watch something. I do it,
Yes.
even though
That
I
is
didn't
that is a good
necessarily.
trait about you.
I follow through because I'm like, I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to like really finish that movie, but then I was like, you know what? I want to be able to talk
With
about it
the
on the
plot.
pod. So,
Yeah.
and I don't regret it. I put it on my letterbox, so we always love that. um, but I think I'm starting to enjoy their podcast more because one, they don't really talk about anything. It's kind of just
They talk
them
about
having a
nothing
conversation.
and everything at the same time.
Yeah, and I'm just, but there's so many things where I'm like, oh, Steph got the idea from this. Steph's idea, she got it from this. And there was something else that
So
happened in
yeah,
this week's
basically you just
episode.
learned how unoriginal I actually am.
At first, I was like, damn, she's coming up with like some cool ideas. And then like now I'm hearing everything is coming from this podcast.
Wait, like what? Like what?
I'm trying to remember what it was this week. Well, obviously, like the abbreviation.
That was actually a Jake Shane thing. He abbreviates
Oh,
everything.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
He also, I saw, this is such a, we're making so many tangents here, or I am, but I saw a clip of him where he's talking and he's like interrupting the girl that he's talking to. And
Come
then
on.
like his producers or whatever, like, Jake, you keep interrupting. And then he's like, oh, okay. Then he sits there in silence and you can like physically see him wanting to like talk. And it's so funny.
My king. I love Jake Shane.
He's hilarious.
Okay,
What
so back
was
to
it
B and
though?
BNC make a P.
They were talking about something and I was like, damn, like Steph definitely got inspiration from this.
Oh, whatever it is. I like them too because they're so different and have very different like outside hobbies, but
hmm
then they can come together and they're just so funny. And I think having a conversation with either of them, like that's just innately their sense of humor and that comes very natural to them. So watching them just like shoot the shit for an hour is
Yeah,
always
and I like how like the way they talk to each other is how I feel like you and I talk to each other, where it's just like, oh, like how was that? And like it's just like two good friends, and
Mhm.
like enjoy that dynamic.
What's funny is Brooke is obsessed with the actor Matthew Gray Gubler. Do you know who that
Oh
is?
yeah, wait, what does he look like? I'm trying to. Oh, isn't he like the kind of nerdy looking dude?
Yes, he was in NCIS, I think. CIS, he was in one of those shows.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna look him up, but I know who you're talking
Anyways,
about.
Brooke's like obsessed with him. And Connor has run into him on like 3 different occasions, just like out in the wild in New York,
Yeah.
and he'll like get a pic. So now Matthew Gray Gubler like knows who Connor is,
hmm
and so they'll like take a picture together, and Connor will post it on his Instagram story, And it's just so, because that is like Brooke's number one like
Is that
celebrity.
how Brooke finds out that he's seen him?
Um, kind of, but she's
Oh,
also like,
so funny.
I never want to be in a room with him. Like, that would just be so embarrassing. But yeah, Connor literally keeps organically running into MGG, which is
That's
actually doesn't surprise me because he is one celebrity I literally have seen out on the street since I've moved to New York. He was like
really.
on the phone in Soho when I was with my sister one time. Um, but it's just really funny. I love their dynamic.
Mm-hmm. I am starting to like them more. I need to like watch more of Connor's stuff just so I can like get a better understanding why you love him so much.
But yeah, circling back, so I have kept role model's name out of my mouth for this long. Let us just be proud. I knew role model and Connor were like friends or ran in the same circle or had mutuals of some sort because I remember like a year or two ago, Connor posted an Instagram story and it was him, Matt King, and role model. And I was like,
Matt
wait a
King,
second,
wow.
what? Like, what a crossover. And Connor
Mm-hmm.
had like no shirt on, role model had like a full on tux on, so it just made no sense. And I remember screenshotting and just thinking like when worlds
Like what
collide.
is happening here?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I have it still. So it doesn't surprise like it didn't come out of nowhere that like oh Connor was with the Sally at role model show, but I did kind of forget about that. And then when I saw videos the next morning of like guess who was Seattle's Sally and it being Connor Wood, I was like,
Sonny.
oh damn it. My Sally was some rando chick from from
Like the
the
crowd or something.
audience. Yeah.
Ah,
And then like LA got Renee Rapp, they got Dylan Minnette, they got someone got Grace O'Malley, someone got Jake Shane, like and
so
mine was
many of
just
those
some
names. I
chick.
just don't know who those are.
Grace O'Malley, her and Brianna Chicken Fry had the podcast before like
Oh,
everything
okay.
blew up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Renee Rapp, you don't know her?
Renee I feel like I know the name. Who is that?
She's blonde. She was in Sex Lives of College Girls. She was in the Mean Girls musical movie, which I did not watch based on the fact that it was a musical, but she's in a lot of things. She has good music.
Um. Oh, yeah, I don't know who this is, but I think I've seen a photo of her. Okay,
She is a
interesting.
lesbian.
Okay.
She dates Tawa
Fuck
Bird, but I
yeah.
don't know if you know who that is.
No, no idea
Yeah,
who that is.
exactly. It is what it is, but yeah, there's been some
So he
really good stuff.
basically has concerts and he brings someone on to be like Sally while he sings that song.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Justin Bieber would bring a girl up to sing One Less Lonely Girl.
Oh, okay, okay. That's kind of fun. It's kind of cool that he brings like his celebrity friends on too.
It's kind of annoying when it's not at my show. But yeah,
Sally!
Sally. But gosh, that was I loved that crossover moment, and I'm very jealous to anyone and everyone that was in Seattle in attendance at that show. Just know that was the show of a lifetime, and you should be so lucky.
I'm kind of getting annoyed at myself that I'm like so in support of all these things that you're like introducing to me.
Because they're important for a reason, okay?
Because like the only reason I'm giving the Connor Brook podcast and like just Connor a chance at just anything like listening is because I feel like they're so similar to us, just on a completely different scale.
Yeah.
More so like you. I don't know how similar Connor and I are, but I feel like just the dynamic is kind of similar.
Yeah, and like Brooke and I both have cats, and we consider ourselves
Yeah, the cat
mothers.
obsession like is very strong there.
She's definitely like far more.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
so before Brooke had the cats, actually, she didn't want to commit to like a cat or a dog, so she got a guinea pig.
Okay,
This is like some real backstory lore. So she got a guinea pig. I like the guinea pig's name is blanking me right now, but she had
okay.
this guinea pig for like a year, year and a half, and would treat it as though it was like a cat. So it would like run around her apartment, free range,
Damn,
and
that's
it was like a
weird.
really weird thing. But she like loved her guinea pig. But basically, I forgot what like the last straw was. There was some serious issues. I don't know if it. I forget why, but she had to rehome the guinea pig to a
Ah,
very lovely home, like I forget what the guinea pig's name was. But and then she got the cat, which I think was better suited for everyone.
guinea pigs are so funny. Have you seen the Adam Sandler movie, like Bedtime Stories or something?
Oh, yes, I have.
Like the guinea pig has massive eyeballs.
Did you ever have a guinea pig?
No, no, no. I was
I
never
had
into
a guinea
those little
pig.
rat animals.
No, they don't have a tail.
Yeah, still.
I
I think
had
they're
a
really
guinea
cute and I think they're funny looking, but I've never had one.
pig. My guinea pig is buried outside my childhood bedroom's window.
What was its
I'm
name?
I'm so glad you asked what its name was. It had the best name. Okay, so it was a long-haired guinea pig. It was black and then had some brown hair and then some white on its face. So it was black.
Can I guess? Is it like
Yeah.
based off of something?
Yeah, it's based on its color. It's black, brown, and white.
Black, brown, and white. And explain the features again.
It doesn't matter. The colors is what will help you
Black,
get there.
black, brown, and white. Is it like an animated thing?
No,
I don't know why I said I would guess this because I have no idea.
this was a very unique name. And also, if you know anything about guinea pigs, they squeak a lot. They're like a lot. Okay.
What an impression.
So my guinea pig, its name, Squeaky S'mores.
Oh, okay, I would have never guessed
Yeah.
that. I thought it was like, for some reason, I immediately thought of like How to Train Your Dragon when you said black. I don't know why, but obviously
Oh,
that was
no.
like before that time. I feel like, but
We loved Squeaky S'mores.
Squeaky S'mores is actually a funny name.
S'mores.
It's also funny because like Brooke, when she talks about her cats, like her cats are just named like John and Mark or with something like that. So
Well, Jonathan is named after
Jonathan.
Jonathan Bailey or
Okay.
Jonathan someone else. And I think she ended up landing on the name Rob for her second cat, and that's Robert
Okay.
Pattinson.
Okay. It's just so funny when she's just like, "Hey, Jonathan, Rob," and I'm just like, "Bro, she's just talking about like regular people, but they're her
Yeah.
cats." And they're like, "Oh
Well,
yeah,
Connor
Rob
has a
doesn't get
dog.
along with Jonathan," and I'm just like, "What?"
Connor has a dog named Max.
Yeah, but that's a pretty common dog name.
Yeah, and I think he adopted him from the shelter with that name. But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, Jonathan and Rob are very, very unique, especially for cats.
yeah. So I do find that kind of funny.
I had a cat. Well, no, I don't know what I was. I had a cat. So after Squeaky S'mores passed away, or actually simultaneously, we had a cat and
Squeaky
Squeaky S'mores.
S'mores. Yeah.
We got a cat and we named her Chiclet. So we had Chiclet and Squeaky S'mores.
These names are crazy, bro.
I know, but aren't they so good?
They are good.
Yeah. Now we have Phineas. It's a girl. Finn.
Okay.
And Lila.
Okay. Is Phineas from anything?
Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I wanted to get another cat and name it Ferb, and that's what I was gonna name Matilda, even though she's a girl. But I was like, well, she's a girl, and also I just don't think that this really fits her. So she went through a couple of name iterations, Ferb being the first. Second, I was gonna name her Thumbelina after a Mac Miller song.
Mm-hmm.
That one did not stick either. But I was also setting up my Wi-Fi at the same time of trying to name her, and it made me like pick a name for my network, and I did name it Thumbelina, thinking that that was going to be her name, and then changed her name to Matilda, but the network stayed Thumbelina because I don't know how to change it.
What's Lila from?
I don't know. I think we just couldn't name her for a long time, and my mom one day was like, "Fuck it, it's Lila." It was like one of the names we threw out, and she's like, "I'm sick of this shit. It's Lila."
Lila
So
Garrity from
yeah,
Friday Night Lights.
my grandma, I named her dog. She had a dachshund. We named it Darla, and that was from the Little Rascals.
Oh, he's like, and the person I love the most,
Yep.
Darla. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that was great and all. Like the name was very fitting for the dog. However, my grandma is from Germany, 100% German, didn't learn English until like her late 20s. She has an accent and she doesn't say a hard R. So
Okay.
instead of Darla, she would tell everyone her dog's name is Dala.
Dollar bill, yo.
Yeah, everyone just thought like when we'd run into her neighbors, they'd be like, "How's Darla?" Or no, they would say, "How's Darla?"
This is
Darla.
Dollar. This is 50 Cent.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god. But it was cute. It was a cute name for the dog. So.
That's so funny. Yeah, my mom. Have you ever seen Seinfeld?
Us
That
every
one's.
episode. Have you ever seen me? No.
I know, I know. I mean, that's more understandable. It is older, but really, really good sitcom. But there's two main characters named Kramer and Newman, and my mom named her two cats, her old cats, Kramer and Newman, which is so
That's cute.
funny.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the moment, I didn't understand the reference, and after watching the show, I was like, "Whoa, that's sick."
Were they both boy cats?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I would never get a second cat, but I want a second cat just so I can name my second cat.
Mm-hmm.
And did we talk about this already? I think we might have.
I don't.
You wouldn't know, so but
I was about to say I don't remember. So.
I would name her Sally if I got a second cat.
Oh, I think you did tell me this.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'd
you
have
definitely did say this.
Sally named after that song, and then Matilda is named after Matilda by Harry Styles. So
Hey, at least I remember after you bring it up.
yeah, sometimes
There's at
50%
least,
of the time.
yeah, yeah. Okay. I was gonna say I thought Matilda was after like the movie Matilda. I didn't realize it was after a song.
Well, I think the song was written after the book or the movie, but
Oh.
no, it's really paying homage to Harry Styles.
Also, did you know the life list? Is that
The Life List?
the life list? That I don't know why I can struggle with that. I'm pretty sure that was based off a book.
Yeah, it said that at the end of the movie.
Oh, I just looked it up because I was trying to find the budget of it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I have not read the book or anything, but it said it at the beginning or the end of the movie that it was based on a book. Which, by
Oh,
the way,
okay.
I'm slacking. My goal every year is to read 12 books a year, one book a month.
Hell
And
yeah.
I've hit it. I did January, February, March. I'm really slacking on April.
Mm-hmm.
And I always slack when I'm reading self-help books. And right now I'm reading Let Them by Mel Robbins, which is
Mm-hmm.
great. But it's like I'm not so dialed in that I want to
Yeah.
read 4 chapters in one sitting. So it's been a struggle.
Yeah, I feel like self-help books kind of can become a little bit boring in a way.
It's like
Even though,
Hallmarky.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Where it's not like you're super locked into it.
I know. It's not a
Do you
page
do you
turner.
ever do audiobooks?
No. Because I,
See,
I need to tangibly like hold and see it to retain it.
see, I love audiobooks. That's what I do.
I could see that. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you go through
Yeah.
like one audiobook a month, would you say?
No,
More?
no
No.
less. But I want to start listening because I just watched the movie Gone Girl recently.
Oh, I've not seen that one either. But I know the plot. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so I have the audiobook queued up to listen to because I'm
Who's
like,
that written by? Does it say?
let me look. Let's
Forget.
see. It
I don't know how it
says
ends, but I know the premise of it.
Gillian Flynn, or is that maybe
Oh,
that is it? Is that the author or is that? Oh yeah, I think that's the author. I think so. Um, but it was a really good movie. So wait, yeah, yeah, I think that's the author.
yeah, you're right.
Um, but yeah, I have that queued up, so I plan on listening to that. And then I mean, I have. Have you heard of Libby,
No.
the like the library app?
No? Do they send you books? Oh, you
So
probably get audiobooks.
you can get audiobooks, but you can get like physical books too. But obviously you have to read it like on your phone.
Okay.
But I just get audiobooks. But like, so I do like a lot of like Agatha Christie stuff because it's just like mystery and like that's kind of my favorite genre when it comes like just lighthearted mystery.
Yeah.
Um, so like, have you ever read And Then There Were None?
No.
Oh, dude, so good. And like, there's so
It
many
sounds
movies that have
scary
like.
though. It sounds scary.
I will say, I was talking to my mom about this. Um, my roommate wasn't in town, and I was listening to the audiobook, and I had like, because you only have 21 days to finish the book before you get rid of it, and then someone else can rent it,
Okay.
not rent it, but put it on hold.
Yeah.
And I had like 12 hours left, and I had like 2 more hours left of the book or something, and so I was in my apartment doing chores while listening to it, and it was like at night,
At
and
night.
it's not a scary book at all because it's really lighthearted mystery, but I I had to pause it and wait for the next morning. I was like, all right, I got like 6 more hours tomorrow morning. I can finish the last hour, but like
Did you?
because I have my headphones on, and I'm like walking around my apartment and it's like kind of dark, and I'm like, it's not creepy, but it's a little creepy, so I'm gonna stop. I finished it obviously, but it was just funny because I was telling my mom that, and she loves scary stuff, so nothing really scares her, but it was just really funny.
See, my mom and I have a character flaw in that we love, especially if it's scary, to Google the ending before we finish it,
Dude,
so
I've
we
done that
know.
too. Yes, just so it's like,
And just so
yes,
yes, just so I can like get through watching it. Otherwise,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
I don't know. I'm just like a baby. It's too much. Just tell me how it ends, and then I'll watch
yeah,
it.
yeah. Just so you know, like what to expect, kind of
Yeah,
thing. Yes, and some people are like, that's that's crazy because you're spoiling it, but I'm like, I don't care. Like, I want to be
I want to.
spoiled. Like,
Yeah, spoil it for me right now, or I'm
yeah,
not gonna finish it. You know, so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
one or the other.
And I've had people tell me like, because I mean, I like scary movies, kind of. Well, I've started to like more so, but I'm not a big fan of like jump scares.
Yeah,
And so like I've had people say like, oh, there's gonna be a jump scare here, and so like I'm kind of like preparing myself.
yeah.
But I want to go see that new Sinners movie, bro.
Oh, I won't see that.
I don't think I feel like it's not like I've heard there's a lot of jump scares in it, honestly, but
I Heart's not scary except for the 20 random jump scares sprinkled throughout the movie.
But it's like thrillers are one of my favorite genres because they're like creepy, but it's not like straight up horror.
Sinners is Michael B. Jordan and Haley
Haley Steinfeld,
Steinfeld.
yeah. But it
Yeah,
has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm
that's
like,
crazy.
yeah.
Nothing
So
gets
that's partly
100%.
why I'm like, oh man, I need to see this.
You should go see it by yourself.
I don't want to see it by myself. It's scary.
I bet you maybe Abby would go. I feel like she is braver than I.
Interesting. Okay, does she like scary movies?
I don't know. I feel like she would.
Okay, she seems like the person that wouldn't. No
That
offense.
that that is also true. I could see it
Um,
going either way, essentially.
yeah, I feel like Sarah also could maybe like scary movies. Actually, I don't know. But anyways, we should. I want to see that. Maybe I'll
Yeah, you can hit her up.
get you to see it with me somehow.
What? No. What? Do you have an obsession of the week this week? I've been
Yeah.
thinking about mine.
Yeah. So it took me a while. Honestly, I'm happy we kind of held off on recording because I was able to add this new obsession, which
Okay.
is really stupid, I think. But I have like a full thing about this afterwards to
Okay.
explain. So so my weekly obsession is my headphones.
That's like your lifetime obsession.
Yeah, it is. But I want to be more specific and talk about it. So so throughout the day, I use three pairs of headphones, like no matter what. So it's like I have these black ones, which are like my old Bose, which I kind of use at the apartment for podcasting because for some reason audio is better. And like if like right when I get out of the shower and stuff, I'm like to start to listening to something, I'll put these on. Then I have my new white Bose, which
Right.
I use these for like when I leave my apartment, and usually I'll use these for like phone calls and stuff, just because like they're newer, they're more comfortable, and so I wear these around like New York. And then I have my AirPods, which I use in the office. I only use the left one, that way I can like hear things. And I'll also use them when it comes to like if we're gonna go out to a bar or something like that, and I have to take the train. I'll put AirPods in because I can just put them in my pocket.
That's fair.
Now that's like if we're like going out. If we're just like meeting up at a bar to watch a game, then
Yeah, you will bring
I'll
the
bring the
headphones.
Bose.
We know.
Um,
Your inner circle
then
knows.
now I do have a fourth pair, which are my Beats Studios, which are currently broken, so I need to get them fixed. But I use those for like working out or playing basketball in. But I've been having to use these instead recently. Um, so my weekly obsession is that, and now I had a whole conversation with ChatGPT last night about.
Can you repeat that sentence one more time?
I had a full conversation with ChatGPT last night.
Sebastian is getting a little too lenient on ChatGPT these days.
I'm just trying to be like Joaquin Phoenix in the movie Her. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's fucking
I
great.
have seen that actually.
So I'm just gonna kind of read some of my conversation.
Okay.
Sounds crazy.
Your
So
conversations.
you know how I'm like constantly listening to something,
Yes.
and so I was just thinking about how often I'm like using headphones because like using 3-4 pairs of headphones is crazy. Like it makes absolutely no sense.
You're nothing if not self-aware.
Um, because I mean, you even watched me like when we were trying to figure this out. I was like going back and forth between these headphones, trying to figure out the audio. So it's kind of crazy. But I said, uh, why do I always have headphones in and wanting to listen or watch something all the time? And then it said, that's actually a super thoughtful question. It says a lot about your mind and how it likes to engage with the world. And so then it gave me some possibilities that are like mental stimulation, comfort, habit, escape, and stuff like that. And then it asked me a question like, what kind of stuff do I listen to? And then I said, I always like to listen to things I don't need to be watching all the time. So often music, podcasts, or YouTube videos where I don't need to be paying attention to the screen. This is crazy. I'm actually like just writing all this out.
Yeah. It is crazy.
In the moment, it felt crazy, but I was like, I felt like you made me feel insecure about it. So I was like,
About the headphones? Because I
well,
told you were
maybe
picking.
not. Okay, no. I think it was just because I was like, oh, is that like a bad thing to be constantly like have that stimulation? Like, is it weird that I can't just sit in silence?
Oh, I think about
Um,
that.
and so then I was like, oh, is this like a weird? And so then it said,
Now you're just gendering your AI,
so
but
so
okay.
so my boy, it said that makes a lot of sense. It actually says something pretty specific. You like having company for your mind more than you need visual stimulation. you're probably someone who thinks a lot, and that background audio helps organize, entertain, or soothe your thoughts while you do other things. And then it was asking about like, do I notice any patterns of what kind of stuff you reach for depending on your mood and whatnot.
Mhm.
And oh my God, I wrote that's interesting because I do only listen to things when I am doing something like getting ready, walking, cooking, cleaning. No real patterns with what I listen to. This may be why I love having my windows open to the city so I can actually hear the city and the wind rather than silence when it's closed. Like my windows are closed, I can't hear anything. And then it said that's actually really beautiful and super telling. Bro, kind of just my hype man, Loki. Um,
God.
it sounds like silence isn't absence to you. It's just too still. You seem to like your environment, to breathe a little, some movement, some life, something to tap into, whether it's a podcast while you're brushing your teeth or the sound of the city drifting in. It's like you're always tuning into a frequency that feels alive and connected. Um,
You
man,
resonate with that?
yeah, because that's kind of honestly true. And then it said, "Have you ever tried just sitting in silence, no sound at all?"
That's a
I said,
great question.
"Yeah," and I was like, "Yo, good no." So I said, "I've done that before a little while laying in bed. It's weird to me now. I don't know how I feel about it." And then it's
Okay,
like,
so pause. I challenge you to do a 10-minute guided meditation every single day.
okay, so I just like, would you want to send me like something?
Well, so I pay for my guided meditation app.
Okay, yeah, I'm not trying to pay for something.
Just go on YouTube and type in like 10-minute guided meditation. I'd be curious what that experience is like for you as someone who is constantly, whose mind is constantly on and listening to things.
Okay,
Um, I'd be interested for you to report back on
okay,
like how it made you feel and like were you uncomfortable? What happened after you started doing it consistently? But keep going.
okay, yeah, I just wrote that down because I'm definitely down to try it. Um, it said, yeah, that totally tracks. When you're so used to a world filled with sound, whether it's your headphones, the city outside, or even just movement, real silence can feel kind of loud in a way. Excuse me.
And that's like very amplified in New York, living in New York City as well.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let me see. And then it says, I was asking, like, do you think part of it is like not wanting to be alone? And I was like, I don't think it's about being alone. I think I just like the movement of stuff and hearing things that are stimulating my brain. Maybe a way to escape from full focus of what I'm doing, but it's also weirdly allows me to focus better too. And then it said, because it's like, if I'm listening to something, I can really focus on something, but also I'm kind of spacing out at the same time. Like, it's kind of weird. And said, that's really insightful way to put it. It's not about avoiding solitude. It's more about keeping your mind in motion. You're not escaping life. You're enhancing it in a way that makes everything feel more fluid, more engaging. It's like audio becomes this mental current that helps you drift through the day without getting stuck. Um, and then, sorry, this is really long. Sorry. I was like gonna stop at some point, and then I was like, I kept asking good questions, so I kept answering it.
Okay.
I don't do this often, by the way. I just was in a mode where I was like, I decided to ask. Um, your face is just like that's such bullshit.
I'm like you literally talk to ChatGPT every single day, but okay.
Well, it's just like the small questions. It said, do you ever get a little uncomfortable if you don't have something playing, or have you tried going for a walk without headphones? And I said, I've done it, and it's not. Well, and it's not off because I hear sounds of the city, but sometimes in other areas it feels weird. Um, but yeah, it was just like it was interesting asking it all these questions about it because it's just like I'm constantly listening to stuff, and I was like, is this a bad thing? But I think I just like having something going on in my head constantly. Sorry, that
I
was
don't
so
think
long.
it's like innately a bad thing. It's really a personal preference and like, I just think you do like some kind of stimulation at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And when I find myself listening to like music or podcast or something all day, um, like you're not alone with your own thoughts, so you're not like forced to think about what's actually weighing on you or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're just kind of singing along or listening mindlessly to like the background noise. So I get it, but sometimes it gives me anxiety. if I'm doing it, like if I'm plugged in all day listening to something, I'm just like overstimulated at a certain point.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like it's like personality based too. It's just
Yeah.
like
But
like you definitely have that personality.
I've listened to a lot. Like, I think my Spotify Wrapped was like 110,000 minutes of music last year. Like,
Damn.
I listen to a lot of music, but it still can like overstimulate me if it's, gets to be too much.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't listen to nearly as much music as you do, but
I love music, especially when
all
there's a
right.
good time for it.
What is your weekly obsession after
Oh,
mine?
I went back
Top
and
top
forth.
that, Steph.
No, I can't. Mine is so superficial in comparison to yours. Yours was like far more insightful and retrospective. This week I'm going to be talking about the importance of unfollowing people. And
Bro,
that is something that I stand by.
big
I
facts.
I am like an avid unfollower. If it's someone that I really don't think I'll ever connect with again and I wasn't super close with to begin with, unfollow. So like sorry, girls from my sorority from college, unfollow. And there is or like a friend that I
GG.
had or that an acquaintance or something, unfollow. A brand who posts too many stories or I don't really love see
That's
unfollow. Like
that's real.
I'm so quick. I'm so quick to unfollow because I think I talked about this. I have OCD when it comes to Instagram stories. I pretty much have to
I
watch
did not know that.
I have to watch every single story before I close out of the app.
Seriously?
I'm dead. I'll like tap through really, really fast and not even look. I just need them cleared. So
Like
because
every
of this,
person you follow, you have to tap through.
yeah,
That
because
is
of this
crazy, bro.
illness that I have, there's two things.
This
Unfollowing helps.
disease that you have.
It's literally a diabolical disease. I have to go through all of them. That's why I'm like really quick to unfollow people because I'm like I have precious time, so
Yeah, I
unfollow.
need less.
I
Okay.
need less. Also, it's gone so bad recently that I deleted the Instagram app and I only go on Instagram.com via Safari because
That's so stupid.
it's like not user friendly though. It's like there's lag time watching
Mm-hmm.
stories and stuff. So I
Mm-hmm.
get so frustrated. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't need to watch the stories. Like that's the only solution that I found for myself. Um, so yeah, you got to be quick to unfollow. I don't know if it's not adding value. Why are you giving them this like weird pity follow? And it's like my time is precious and I spend a lot of it on social media. So if I can see people that I actually care about, or if I can limit the amount of time I spend on social media, I'm only following like 300 people, and that's probably too many. But get that shit out of here, okay?
I feel like it's a little contradictory of
Why?
you in a sense because it's like I have only a limited amount of time on my hands, but then you have to go through and watch every single
It's a
story where it's
disease,
like
like it's literally OCD. It has to
then
get
again like
clean.
I don't have your mind, so I don't know what that OCD is like, so maybe it's like you have to get through it, but like for me it's like I don't need to do that. So I
I
feel like
know
that's just a time killer right
that's
there.
the consensus. I thought that most people experience something similar to this. No,
Because I know people feel like that when it comes to like your texting, like you need to
I
have
feel
that
like that too.
zero. Really?
Everywhere, email inbox, like literally, I hate a notification.
Oh, dude, I have so many notifications.
No, I have to mark it as red.
I can't. I can't. I don't do it. I'm
But
just like, if
okay,
it's not worth opening, there's no point.
I will say there are a few, and I can count them on my hand. There are a few instances in which I unfollowed someone and they came back into my life in like some way, shape, or form. A great
Hike.
example, a great example would be our mutual friend Haig. Um, like I think I at some point followed him in college, but we didn't remain friends. We didn't stand. We were not great
Yeah, yeah,
friends
like
to
you weren't
begin
hanging
with.
out all the time or anything like that. So,
No,
yeah.
and I have spoken to the fact that in the beginning I did not really like him. So after we graduated, I was like, "Oh, unfollow. That's easy. I'm never gonna see him ever again."
Little did
Ex-
you know,
yeah, except for the fact that like
he would introduce you to your best friend. Your
I
best
was gonna say,
friend.
actually, that's weird. I already knew Allie to begin with, so that doesn't
Hmm.
make sense.
Weird. Yeah. Awkward.
But yeah, so that was kind of awkward when I did have to re-hit the follow button. Um, but you could just I tell them straight up how it is. I was like, look, I unfollow people and I just don't think I'm gonna ever see them again. Like
Oh,
that's just cold hard facts. And why would I ever see him again? Except the universe had different plans and I acknowledged that and I refollowed. but
Hmm.
the importance of unfollowing people is just at large. It's springtime, spring cleaning. Go through that list and unfollow.
Do you ever like you're following a celebrity and then you're kind of like, why am I following this person? So you unfollow them, and then you know how like Instagram like suggests stuff for you, which is like the most annoying thing ever, by the way, Instagram. So fix that, please. Just get rid of it. I hate it. Anyways, um, do you ever like see something that they post and then you're kind of like going through their feed again? You're like, oh, okay, I can follow them again. And then you follow, and then
Yeah.
like later down the line you unfollow them again.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
because I do that
I've
constantly.
I've done that so many times where I'm like, oh well, I like this celebrity. Why have I not been following them? And then
Hmm.
after a while, I'm like,
You're
actually,
like,
no,
yeah, that's
I'm
why.
good not keeping up with them for
Yes,
some reason. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm. I feel like I follow half real people, and no, I feel like it's a third, a third, a third. Half real people. Okay, a third real people, a third like clothing brands or shops that I like, and then a third celebrities.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I mean, do you follow like, well, I guess like with women it might be different, but like models and stuff like that. Because with guys, like I feel like so many guys follow like OnlyFans people and shit like that, and like
Actually,
models and stuff.
don't ask me how I went down this rabbit hole because it ended up just hurting my feelings. You follow this person that like Summer Rae,
Oh yeah.
and I navigated to her page yesterday because someone else followed her, and I was like, "Ugh, what kind of man would follow Summer Rae?" And it literally Sebastian. And I was gonna text you about it. And I'm like, no, I'll save this for the pod to talk about live.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, so I don't follow like just a lot of models in general because, or like OnlyFans. I don't follow any OnlyFans people or whatever because I don't want that shit on my feed. But like the reason I follow Summer Rae is because I genuinely
For
think she's like
intellect,
she's just such a smart human being. That shit wiggle when she walk. No, I'm just kidding.
is
No,
that
no. That's literally not why. Like because I used to watch like her YouTube videos and stuff, and like I genuinely think she's like a cute person and like a nice personality. But like I don't like her. I don't really care for her content anymore. So I kind of at this point I just follow her just because it's like I've been following her for so long. But she's one of those people that's kind of in my mind of like, should I unfollow this person? Because it's like I don't really care about your content. Like I used to watch YouTube videos because I thought your personality was cute,
right?
but no, like
Me,
dead ass. That like obviously, when I first started following her, it was like, yeah, that shit's fat. Like, I mean, truth. Like when in
at
high
least you're
school,
honest.
it was like, yeah, her ass is nice. And so, sorry, Steph's mom for listening to this part. Um, Linda, excuse me.
Sorry,
Um,
Linda.
but so it started off like that, and then so I guess for me mentally, it's like I'm not following her now because of that. It's just more like I've just been following her for so long, but I probably should unfollow because it's just like I don't really engage with her stuff that much. At this point, it's like I'll just like it just to like it because I like been following her for so long.
I literally would have had no idea. Like the way I came about to know this is
It's
like
so
I
funny,
can't
bro.
release on the internet, but so I feel
Stop
like this
cancel.
is just like a very unique experience. And I just wanted to let you know that I did see that and I did make a mental note.
Hey, that's fun. I don't care. See, like that's one of those people where it's like I don't care if you know that I follow her because I don't like she's not like an OnlyFans girl or whatever. Obviously, she like puts that like it she puts it out there, but like that thing. But like she's not doing like OnlyFans. I don't think it's weird. But
Yeah, no,
a
that's
lot of
fair.
my friends though, like I'll find some random girl and I'll like look at her page and it's just like a bunch of my friends follow her and she's like this OnlyFans girl. I'm just like, guys, like come on, like
Make
we
like a
don't.
fake Instagram for that. You
It's
cannot
just
be following from the public page.
and also it's like I don't like seeing that stuff on my feed, especially like if you're. I mean, you sent me that video where that dude was like on the subway and he's like scrolling, he's like
Oh,
zooming in on
yeah.
some girl.
I was on the bus and it was like really crowded. And you know how when you're on the bus, you're on the subway, like your For You page is my For You page right now
Yeah,
because we are so close together. I have nowhere to look but your For You page. And this dude, he was old too. His entire feed was soft porn. Like one video was some big ass lady trying to get like jeans over her fat ass. Okay. And then he like swiped and it was like some other one. And I'm like, you are shameless. The fact that you're
yeah,
doing this in public right now is crazy.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I don't follow any of that stuff because I'm like I don't want this on my feed. Like no, because like I don't like genuinely care about these people. It's like
I
it's like
rem
who cares? So
I think I told you. So we have a mutual friend. I won't name any names, but back when we were freshmen in college, on Instagram, you could like scroll over and it shows you the people you're following, like what they're liking.
oh
And
yeah.
so we had a friend. And I told Allie one day, I was like, Allie, look at this. And it happened every single day. Our friend was liking these videos of like
Mm-hmm.
some girls trying to get yoga pants over their really big butts. And I'm like, this is so crazy to just be out here liking it. Why
Mm-hmm.
can't you just like it with your eyes? Why do you have to give that a like?
I know.
Okay?
I don't understand people who like need to like something like
So
that.
crazy.
Like I'm
So
like
dumb.
that with like I guess Summer Rae and like certain things I follow like celebrities or companies where it's like all right I'm just gonna like it just because I follow them. I don't really like look through it. But like reels, it's like if it's not something you follow and you're going out of your way to watch a reel and it's like something crazy,
Yeah.
don't like it.
Don't
Like it's
like
not that
it.
hard.
It's
I don't get it. It's
crazy.
like everyone can see that. So it's like I just don't get. It's like okay, if you want to have it, save it or like use a fake Instagram, but liking it is wild to me. It's
I
like you said, just like it with your eyes. You don't got to be like doing all that.
It's so crazy sometimes, but it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. My For You page is your For You page when we're on public transit. That's all I'm
Facts.
saying. You better
And
watch your back
you try to
or
expose
turn
me,
down your
but
brightness.
yeah, or get one of
What?
those things where you can't see it from the side or whatever.
Yeah, get a like security phone
Hmm.
protector or something, okay? Like don't just be out here doing that. That's disrespectful.
I said you tried to you thought you were about to cook with that exposure live, but in reality, not really.
I just thought it was funny because I clicked on it and I'm like, who else would be following Summer Rae? Like it just has to be like degenerate men. Oh,
Mm,
Sebastian. And I'm like,
okay, well,
oh, I wasn't expecting this
there's
one.
probably a lot of dudes that follow her though.
I'm sure it's all because they loved her vlogs too.
Okay, I can't I can't keep defending this because the more I do it, the more like weird it sounds. I feel like,
No, no,
but
no.
just
I
know
know.
at this point, it is really funny that I have been like kind of thinking about unfollowing her because I'm like I don't. She's just like DJs now, and I'm like I don't care.
We'll take this, everyone who's listening, so all two of you, take this as your sign.
Hey, no, we're getting more.
Click it, like do some unfollowing there. You don't need to be following these people.
Yeah,
Also, don't check to see if I'm following you, okay? Because maybe I'm not, and we don't need to cross that bridge.
it's always awkward if someone like confronts you about it too.
You don't think that they would, but sometimes they do.
Yeah, it's really awkward. So be aware of who you're unfollowing.
Well, still do it anyways, though. Don't do
Yeah,
it
I mean,
because you feel guilty.
yeah, still do it, but just know that like some people really care and track that shit. So
I track it. I'm not gonna lie. Every few months, I run my followers through an app to see if there's anyone that I personally
oh,
follow that
really?
unfollowed me. I'm so quick to unfollow. If you unfollowed me, okay, bye. Like that makes my life so much easier. That's 10 seconds I get back by not having to watch your story.
Okay, I guess. Okay, I guess that's not as weird.
I mean, it is like a little
It
psycho, I'll
it is a
admit.
little red flaggy, but
But I don't want to follow you if you don't want to follow me. We're cool.
yeah, I guess for me it's just like if I just happen to stumble upon that they don't follow me, then I'm just like, okay, well,
Peace.
yeah,
And
exactly.
like I mean no harm by it, but it's like me just taking a little bit of my time back because it's just like this isn't adding value. I just don't want to see it. I still love you, mean nothing but peace and hugs, but like we got to cut this because I can't control myself on social media. So,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I feel like there was something I was gonna say about this, and I can't remember what it was. Um, yeah, I just find it really funny when you find a friend that. Oh, I remember my mom after we watched White Lotus. She was looking up Sydney Sweeney on Instagram, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Seb, I see that you follow Sydney Sweeney," and I was like, "Yeah, I mean she's very attractive."
yeah. Well, that's a good follow actually though. You asked
That
if I follow models. I do, but they're like models that are influencers too. I'm not like out here following male models just for
oh
funsies.
okay, yeah, it's like models that like it's like clothing and stuff. It's not just like
Yeah,
they're in like a bikini inlay or something like that necessarily.
correct. Not
Okay,
following them.
yeah.
Sometimes they are in a bikini, but
But it's like more influencer. It's not like
Yeah,
promoting OnlyFans or something.
correct. No, none of
Yeah.
I did follow Lana Rhoades for a while because I just like her. I think there was a time where she was on like a bunch of podcasts and stuff, and she's funny. Maybe maybe TikTok. So I did
I,
follow Lana Rhoades for a while,
I
and I
really
know her
did.
background, but
I really dislike her.
I kind of fell off, but I don't no hate.
Also, dudes who follow like corn stars,
Oh,
crazy,
they
crazy.
need to make like a fake Instagram for that.
Yeah,
That's
like you
so
can't be
crazy.
following that shit on your public account, bro.
No.
Like that's wild.
I, for the first time, looked up Donald Trump on Instagram because I was like, oh, I wonder if I know anyone
Oh, I don't think
following
I've ever
him.
done that. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
hit the unfollow.
Well, that's what I was kind of like thinking.
hmm
So many people, not so many, but like
hmm
more people than I would have anticipated follow him. And it's like people that I know well. And I don't know if they're following it in the sense of like, okay, they're always going to follow the president of the United States, just for like
hmm
to keep current because it's our president, or if they're following it because they're like, yes, Trump.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I feel like there's sometimes people who follow it or like brands that follow Trump just because it's like the president and it's Trump and like they just want to see what's happening, but they're not like a supporter necessarily.
But I was having this conversation with someone else, and they made the distinction. I'm not into politics. Like I don't follow any president. Never have. Well, maybe Barack Obama because that guy rocks. But
Yeah,
anyways,
sick.
but they made the distinction. They're like, well, are these people following Donald Trump's Instagram or are they following the POTUS Instagram handle? Because
Oh,
POTUS, and I'm like, oh no, they're following Donald Trump.
they're
And they're
following
like,
Donald
see,
J.
so
Trump.
they're following Donald Trump. They're not like following him, because he's just president of the United States. So that was very interesting. And
Interesting.
unfortunately, I feel like people, I hate what I'm about to say. Um, a lot of
Clip it.
people that I've dated all follow Trump, and that disgusts me because I'm
hmm
like, but they're also people who are like very entrepreneurial and like business. So I feel like in that sense, you always support the
I
Republican
mean,
Party.
Trump did
But
start with a small loan of $1 million, so I
yeah,
mean,
bro, whatever. But I'm like, what does this say about me that they're all following Donald Trump? Like, run.
it's like, oh god, should I look into myself? Yeah, let's discuss the tariffs. All right, no, I'm just kidding.
Don't even get me started on the tariffs.
I was actually gonna start this podcast with the tariffs, and I was like, nah, maybe not.
My my grandma, I think all she does is sit at home and watch the news all day.
Uh,
Again, she's like
Fox,
German.
CNN,
Like not
CNN.
no, not even Fox. But I called her. We hadn't talked in a while, and I called her and she's like, "Where were you last week?" Because I sent her pictures. She's like, "Where'd you go last weekend?" I was like, "Oh, I went to Austin, Texas." And she goes, "Oh, Texas? They have a really bad outbreak of the measles." And then she went on this like tirade about how RFK or whatever like doesn't wants to take away the measles vaccine
hmm
for certain health. And I'm like, we didn't even talk about my trip to Austin because all she started to talk about was the measles. And then that happened
Goddamn
again with something
measles.
else. And I'm just like, turn off the TV. Like, please stop consuming
I'm
this
like,
because
bro,
we
stop.
can't have a conversation. Oh,
That's
it's
so
too much.
funny.
But yeah,
That's so funny. Well, on that note, do you have anything else?
no, I feel like I got it all out.
Sweet. I feel like there was something I was gonna say, like regarding what people had said recently. Um, yeah, no, I've been sending the podcast to more people, so hopefully we're getting more listeners.
Get me to God's country.
Hell yeah! Now I know the reference. Buy dirt, baby.
I wanted to post that on my, yeah, I wanted to post that on my Instagram story, but I thought people wouldn't understand that I was like joking. I feel like they thought that I might be like in support of Morgan Wallen, so I
Mm.
didn't. I erred on the side of caution because I was like, you know what? No,
Do you have a close friend story? It's like yes, I'm just not on it.
you are on it.
Do you actually have a close friend story?
Yeah, but I don't post on it. Well, like I do every so often.
Also, do you think it's weird if guys have close friend stories?
No,
I feel like it's weird if a guy has it. I don't know why. I guess I just don't know many guys that have close friend stories.
or you're not on the close friend. No, just kidding.
Yeah, shit, it may be, honestly.
I think hold on. I have to re-download the Instagram app to check.
Okay. This is okay. I have a qualm here because I don't get people who delete the app and then they just check it on Safari. It's like just
I
keep
told
the
you
goddamn
why.
app
It
and have
makes
self-control.
no, it's an illness. It's literally an illness. I can't just not. So I
Or
have to
like I think there's things that you can put on your phone where like it limits the amount of
I
time
don't
you
have that.
spend. Oh my god, you just turned it off.
Yeah, I say ignore for 15 minutes or ignore for the rest of the day. It's annoying, but it's my
Sure, yeah.
annoying. Okay, wait, let's see if you are on my close friends.
Okay.
Bro, you were literally right there. Right.
Do you post a lot on your phone? Hi, lol. Do you post a lot on your close friends?
No.
Did you? No. Oh, okay.
Sorry, there was a lag.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I
Never.
don't.
Almost
I don't
never.
even know what I would post, honestly.
Whoa. I do. I comb through it from time to time, okay? I have to make my edits to the list.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yes. Well, guys, that was another episode of Good Time Pod. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, rate.
comment.
I'm really gonna try to get this on video. I've just been just a lot going on, so we're trying to get it up. Oh my
And
god.
by we, Sebastian means just him.
As in because I do 99% of everything and Steph just shows up.
Yeah, yeah. It's good. It's
Anyways,
good sometimes.
thank y'all.
Anyways,
See you
we'll
next
catch y'all
week.
next week.